Hello again. You're back. Welcome to the second episode of Farm News Friday. Let's get into it. Right? So in the first news, Thanksgiving is coming up and it's no bueno news when it comes to turkey. So turkey shortages are actually down 24% compared to last year, which is not great. It's because of this whole pandemic thing and the supply chain issues we're having. So not very good. Normally, retailers and distributors stock up on turkeys to help prepare for the holiday rush. I mean, who really buys a turkey in July? I don't know. Never really have. So they usually stock up, but because of the pandemic and supply chain issues, that's an issue. So it's about a week and a half before Thanksgiving, so go get your turkeys now. But be sure not to fry them when they're frozen like this. Second piece of news, agritourism is a huge thing, especially here in the fall, where people go to farms for corn mazes, pumpkin patches, and of course, the all-famous hayride. So if you have a farm, or maybe you're an event planner that works for a farm, there's a great new tool for you. Ag News Daily is actually reporting on a cool new app called the American Farm Trail app, which basically allows farmers, ranchers, and event planners to add their farms to this great resource and promote them so future visitors can see what's happening. So the app actually won't launch until spring of 2022, but go ahead and check out the link in the description if you want to do this for your farm, and you should, because agritourism is awesome. So go ahead and get started for an early next year application, go ahead and get prepared. Check it out. Ag Daily News below in the description. Next one, look, farmers are stressed out. They're stressed out just like everybody else. With the pandemic, with their business going on. I mean, if you managed 1,000 head of cattle or 10,000 acres of wheat or something, you would probably get stressed out a little bit too. But good news for any farmer in North Dakota. North Dakota was actually recently granted $500,000 towards improving stress assistance for farmers and ranchers amid the pandemic. But if you are outside of North Dakota, no worries at all for you, because the USDA is actually providing nearly $25 million nationwide in 50 grant supporting network projects that help farmers with like a crisis support line, educational programs, telehealth, and counseling services. If you are also interested in a great mental health podcast kind of addressing mental health in ag, go check out the Ag State of Mind podcast with Jason Meadows. He's a friend of the show. He was actually on our show, and I was on his. Go check it out. A lot of great resources Jason has, so go check it out. Also in the description. Next, in infrastructure bill politics, I'm going to pretend to know how to cover politics. So the U.S. House of Representatives passed the infrastructure bill that is aimed at improving countless transportation and other infrastructure issues like roads, bridges, electrical vehicle services, airports, and high-speed internet access in rural areas. I mean, that's still a huge problem. So this will also address many issues faced within the agriculture community when it comes to transporting goods in and around ports and canals. The plan will cost around $548 billion, of course, plus or minus a few bucks along the way. Okay, this next one is absolutely crazy, and it's real. It's like a scene out of a movie. But apparently there's this thing, which I didn't know about, called high yield contests, where farmers try to grow the most out of all their farming friends. Like they try to grow the most wheat, they try to grow the most corn, whatever, for competition. Like the food there is normally not going to be used for public consumption. There is one farmer that actually put down Mountain Dew to help his crops grow better. And the funny thing is, I believe it was corn. The corn actually grew a lot better because of the Mountain Dew. He says it was because of the sugar, which is very interesting. So there's an awesome article that I'll link also in the description from Iowa Farmer Today, where they're talking about high yield competitions, and this farmer knows somebody that used Mountain Dew. So it's crazy. And actually, here's a really cool quote from it. Research shows the best time to plant soybean in Iowa is the last week of April in the southern 2/3 of Iowa and the first week of May in the northern 2/3. according to Iowa State agronomists. Yield gains of 3 to 4 bushels per acre can be achieved by planting soybeans beginning April 25th or May 1st in Iowa. So all this is basically saying for these high yield competitions, it's great to experiment, to see what's going to work on your farm, what's not going to work on your farm, when's the best time to plant, when is not the best time to plant, if Mountain Dew is good for your crops or not. So it's wild. But don't worry, if they're spraying Mountain Dew or anything, it's not for human consumption. It's just for like a competition or something. So yeah, I thought that was wild and very interesting. Okay, in other news, in food news, I guess you could say, Tofurky, yeah, that's a real name of a multi-million-dollar company. Tofurky actually has a new head of research and development, Gilead Guffman, which I think I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry if I'm not. So Gilead actually worked at Beyond Meat, where he was the senior soft matter specialist, where he actually worked on improving the texture of all the Beyond Meat stuff. Senior soft matter scientist is a very interesting term. But anyway, he is now the head of R&D at Tofurky. Maybe Tofurky can get somebody new in marketing and come up with a new name, because nothing about Tofurky sounds appetizing. So maybe that's just me. I don't know. And lastly today, our friends Tyson and Callie over at Ag Aviation Adventures have an awesome new video talking about all the frequently asked questions they have about their life as crop dusters. It's over on their YouTube channel, and they talk about things like how many gallons their air tractor holds, the life of a crop duster, and stuff like that. So go check it out. Just look up Ag Aviation Adventures here on YouTube, or again, go to the link in the description. So again, thank you for watching episode 2 of Farm News Friday. If you like what you saw, consider subscribing and comment the stuff we covered. Do you think Tofurky is a weird name? Have you had any Tofurky products? Or are you a farmer and have you ever done the high yield competitions? And better yet, have you actually done Mountain Dew? Like, have you put down Mountain Dew in your crops? So let me know. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week. Bye.